Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kyra, and here on this channel we are all about real makeup for real life and real people. Today's video is all about my top products for summer currently in every category of my collection, and I just wanted to share these with you. I kind of had a dummy moment when I was thinking about filming demos for all of these products and how I would have to do some demos one day and another, and then I was like, hello, just do it as a get ready with me. So that's what we're gonna do today. So for primer, I really love the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. It is a silicone style primer, but it actually does stay where you put it, in my opinion. It doesn't slide around like the Smashbox Photo Finish or anything like that. And I actually do feel like this does a great deal of something for my pores. And I have oil to combination skin, but the friend that sent this to me has dry skin and she loves it as well, which is why she sent it to me. But it definitely holds on to my makeup, it smooths my skin out, and it stays put all day. And it could not be cheaper or more old school, but it is so good. Thank you to the friend who sent this to me. You know who you are. If I'm wearing foundation during the summer, it is lightweight and sheer coverage, and my favorite one currently is my BareMinerals Complexion Rescue Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream SPF 30, and I wear the shade 5.5 Bamboo. I just put out sort of a large pea size amount and kind of distributed it through my fingers here, and then I'm going to apply it with my fingers, which is how I prefer to apply most sheer or light coverage products. I just first very gently and lightly apply it, starting with the perimeter of my face, and then work my way in. And I'm not rubbing very hard, and the reason being because we put that primer underneath and I do not want it to move, and I didn't wait as long as I sometimes do. So now that I have it all rubbed in with my fingers, I'm gonna go in with my AOA Studio sponge. I ordered a 6-pack of these on Amazon, the Pawpaw sponge, and wow, I really like these. I think I am hooked. So I just go over and make sure everything's blended, take it out kind of over my ear, take it down the jaw and everything, and just make sure it's all pressed down. It looks more skin-like this way, as well as absorbs any excess product. And for me, this is just the perfect amount of coverage if I want to wear a base product during the summer. A lot of times I'm just spot concealing with concealer and calling it a day. So one of the things that naturally happens in the summer is my hyperpigmentation and melasma type problems on my skin get worse as I'm in the sun. Even though I worship at the altar of SPF 50 every single day, especially on my face, I still have that come out. So even though I'm looking for a light or sheer base, I'm typically looking for a little bit more coverage in terms of concealer. And a good one for that is the Wet n Wild MegaLast Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. And I do think this is a dupe for a very high-end concealer, and I'm working on a drugstore dupes video. This might be a little bit light for me at the moment, but I just apply that much there and take my Pawpaw sponge again and blend this in. And the thing I love about this concealer is the hydration factor. It's just beautiful under the eyes. I do think it shears out nicely if you do like a little bit lighter coverage. So it's very multitasking in that way. And I don't know, something about this concealer does me well. And then once I have that completed under my eyes, I go in and conceal my melasma on my upper lip, tiny bit on the nose, and then right here on the cheeks where I also have hyperpigmentation. Now, when I go in over my upper lip, I like to use a brush and sort of just stipple this in. It gives me a little bit more coverage. Unfortunately, this is a little light for this sort of practice, but you'll at least know the technique that I like. And then under the eyes, again with that melasma. This just covers so beautifully, but without looking dry or taking away from that skin-like finish that I like to have. Now that we have this base going, this is what it looks like. And I think it looks really nice, to be honest. For cream powder slash contour, it is the Huda Beauty Tantour Contour and Bronzer Cream. I have the shade Fair, which is plenty deep for me. And I'm gonna take this contour brush from Delium Tools, and we're gonna start off in the forehead. I kind of like to stamp it in the areas where I want it to be most present first, and then I just lightly blend where else I want to move it to. It is really long lasting, I will say that, and I really love it for that reason. Look how easy that blends out. It's absolutely stunning. And then if you want to, you can press it down even more and just add that even more skin-like finish. The other cream bronzer I really like for summer are the Fenty Cheeks Out Freestyle Cream Bronzer, which is also very long lasting, as well as the Soul Body Bronzing Balm. I think they're both beautiful. I just picked this one because for me, this is the most long lasting on my skin, as well as it's the one that I've been wanting to use the most. I love the Tarte Amazonian Clay Waterproof Bronzer in the shade Park Ave Princess. In fact, I am working on panning mine. This is just a little mini, so if you buy the full size, it is huge. It will last you forever. I've had this for years, but the thing I love about this one is the glow that it gives. It is very glowy, but without being shimmery or anything like that. And it just adds a really healthy skin-like glow to your face. And so I just kind of lightly go over cream bronzer, or sometimes I'll use a matte powder bronzer and use this over top. And I really like that look as well. And to be honest, it's one of those things where I'm panning this, and then at the same time, I'm thinking, crap, if I pan this, will I want to repurchase it? So I'm looking pretty bronzed now. I'm also going to take this powder bronzer along the jaw and a little bit down at my neck, and we are looking bronzed. For a cream or liquid highlighter, I have to go with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter of the shade 3, which is light medium. I know this is expensive. They do have minis now, which I recommend because I don't think I'll ever go through all of this before it would go bad. Hopefully I will. It's sort of more just like a soft focus glow, mostly on the high points of the cheeks that I like to apply it. It gives such a nice glow, very natural glow, and therefore it's perfect for the look that I'm going for. And on that note, we're gonna go in with our powder highlighter, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Superstar Glow Highlighter. I really like this highlighter. It's such a pretty shade to me, especially layered over the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter or just on its own. This is so pretty for summer. And it also works really nicely as a way to sort of set down my cream highlight. I like that, like kind of like using the cream bronzer and then going in with a powder bronzer. That kind of sets it in and of itself, and therefore I haven't been feeling like I need to set every part of my face. I'll just kind of use the powder products sometimes to set the cream products, and then I'll go in with like a mattifying powder in my T-zone. And I like this because it's not like straight gold, it's not straight peach or champagne, it's kind of a mixture, which is really got my attention. And then I just take my sponge, the old handy sponge, and go in and press everything down. Next is one of my favorite steps, and this is the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Too Cool for School. It says it's matte, but you'll see that it has kind of a reflective pearl mixed within it. It's a golden pearl, which makes this so pretty for summer, but it also makes it beautiful for fall. And this is a very unique color to my collection, and I just love this formula of the Super Shock Cheeks. It looks so beautiful. If you have textured skin at all, this really almost helps that, and so that's what that kind of looks like. It's very pretty. I'm trying to keep it light because of the next powder blush that we'll be going into, but I definitely consider the ColourPop Super Shock blushes to be a cream product. They're more like cream to powder, but I still consider them creams. And a little bit across the nose, that little sunburny look, and this is a perfect blush for that. And while I am not happy with this company currently, it is the blush that I've been loving and reaching for a lot on my own right now. It's the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in the shade At Night. And this is again one of those beautiful, look at that, beautiful sunburny shades. And it also has a ton of glow mixed in with the lighter swirling color. And this, I think I bought around holiday 2020. I think this might have been like a holiday release, which is so interesting to me because I definitely don't think of it in terms of like a blush I would reach for in winter. But I love this for summer or fall. A lot of blush for me kind of sits right on that edge of summer and fall because I love warm tones, and this colored story of blush for both summer and fall. Okay, and then before we go in with a little bit of a mattifying powder, I'm going to take the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is the Fruit Fetish in the scent Mango Coconut. Very nice. And I'm going to spray my sponge, and I'm just going to press this over especially the cheek products, and it's just going to help everything melt together, especially because we have a lot of makeup on our face right now. But I can't stress enough, again, I would not use all these products together. I don't always go in with a cream blush and a powder blush and things like that. So that's all for the setting spray. I feel like that really helps, and it also helps to make it last. My current favorite powder right now is the Catrice Prime and Fine Mattifying Powder, waterproof and transparent. Looks like this, nothing very exciting, but this was again a gift from a friend, and she really likes it under her eyes, which I do as well, but I also really like this in the T-zone. It really helps me to stay a little bit, not matte throughout the day, but not greasy. It's a really nice firmly pressed powder, so you don't get a whole ton of powder on your brush when you pick it up in the pan. And then in the T-zone, I'm just gonna take this little sort of flat, fluffy brush and pick some up, always tapping off the excess. And I'm kind of just setting certain areas, especially on the sides of the nose here and then around the mouth. It reminds me a lot of the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in terms of it not picking up a whole ton of product. All right, next I'm going to quickly throw on some eyeshadow primer. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Amplifying Eye Primer in the shade Invisa Pink. And I just apply it like so, and then I go in with this sort of slanted, dense brush and just kind of press it into the skin of my eyeball. If you have never been able to find a primer that doesn't crease partway throughout the day or allow your eyeshadow to crease partway throughout the day, then you have to try this one. If you have the oiliest eyelids on earth, which I do during summer, this will not steer you wrong. It has a little bit of a waxy and sticky feel, but use this, set it with a translucent powder or a bone skin colored eyeshadow, and your eyeshadow is not going anywhere. Okay, next is brows. I'm gonna try really hard to stay in frame. I'm not gonna talk you through it, but I am gonna show you which products I'm using and how. The first product is the Patrick Ta Major Brow Shaping Wax, and I have the tinted version. Actually, I have the clear version on the way to me as well, but I will apply this first through my brows, go through a couple of times, standing them up, fluffing them up, and then I go in with a new favorite, which is the Milani Weekend Brow. I have the shade Soft Brown, and it looks like this. It's very soft, and it has a very thin tip. I love this thing. I am definitely hooked on the whole brow pen trend. All right, we are ready for eyeshadow. And the first eyeshadow that I want to go into is a single, and it is super affordable. It's the Essence Melted Chrome eyeshadow in the shade Warm Beige. No, Warm Bronze. And mine did arrive broken, so there are a few little cracks and whatnot, but this is like a putty type formula. It's very soft and whatnot, so I just kind of shoved it back in there. But I'm gonna use this as a base today for our look. I'm gonna start by applying it with my finger over most of the eyelid, and this shade for me is absolutely a one and done shadow if I want it to be, and I'm really glad that I picked this up. This does have glitter in it, but it's glitter that sticks to your eye. It doesn't go anywhere, and it doesn't like get in your eyes or anything like that. So I just kind of apply it in the shape that I like. And then I'm also going to take this on a little smudger brush here and take this along the lower lash line. And like I said, if I wanted to, I could absolutely just stop here, but I am going to blend the edges of this shadow from Essence before we go in with another shade from another palette. And just so you can see, like, this would be such a beautiful, sultry, like night out type of summer look. Or if you wanted this for daytime, you could layer something lighter or brighter over top. If you missed it, I did rank my top 10 palettes for summer, and these two palettes that I'm featuring today were in that roundup. So first and foremost, the Natasha Denona bronze palette, and then for a colorful palette, it is the BH Cosmetics Summer in St Tropez. I feel like I want to feature this purple called Super Yacht on my lids today, so let's look at the bronze palette and see what we can incorporate from here. I think the first thing I want to do is blend out the edges of the chrome shadow a little bit with the shade called Beige, just to add a little bit of warmth and also a nice little gradient at the edge of that bronzy shadow. By itself, it can look a wee bit cool toned, which I am definitely not against, but today we are looking for the warmth of summer. This is definitely a favorite transition shade in my collection, and I just absolutely adore this palette as a whole. And then I'm going to take that same shade on that same smudger brush and blend out on the lower lash line. I think for the depth on the outer corner, I'm going to go into this cream to powder shade called Deep Dive. It's a very beautiful deep indigo blue, and because a lot of my brushes are dirty, I'm going back in with that smudger brush that we used on the lower lash line, picking up some of that deep dark shade, and I'm kind of just going to add a little bit, not even a wing, but just a little bit of an angle on the outer part of the lid, outer V, and then blend it in ever so slightly, just so we have no harsh lines. And this is just kind of my favorite technique for deepening up the outer corner. And now we're going to go into this shade right here, which is called Super Yacht. To me, this is such a summery purple, and I'm gonna work this into the inner part of the lid. Just so pretty, and especially blends well into that bronzy shade that we used from Essence. Just bring it up ever so slightly toward the crease. And I think lastly, for the inner corner tear duct area, I'm gonna go into this light purpley taupe called Marina. This is such a beautifully brightening shade, so I do like to add a little inner corner lightness, especially when we've gone so dark on the rest of the eye. Okay, on to mascara. Just one that I happen to have open that I'm really loving right now. Really doesn't have anything special to do with summer. I don't typically experience any kind of smudging or anything like that anyways, but I still am loving the e.l.f. Lash It Loud mascara. I've been loving it for months. It has a rubbery, spiky brush on it, which is not typically my jam, but I love the way this makes my lashes look. Just finds lashes that I didn't even know that I had. Which, who doesn't want that? For lipstick, I'm really loving more of a tinted, balmy, glossy type of look right now. I just like comfort in the summer with a little bit of a beautiful tint or shade. So I chose the Revlon Melting Glass Shine in the shade Rum Raisin, but this is so comfy and glossy for summer. A favorite for any time of year is my Milani Understatement lip liner in the shade Nude Entrance. I'm gonna add a little bit of this, and then my favorite lip gloss for summer, for any summer, but especially this summer, I'm loving on it, and it is the Milani Keep It Full Nourishing Lip Plumper in the shade Luminoso. This is my second tube of this particular shade, and you guys probably already know I love the formula. It's just actually hydrating, you know, it's a nourishing lip plumper, and I actually feel that way because my lips don't feel like they have a film or almost like a waxy texture by the end of the day if I reapply this. So I really love this gloss for any time, but especially in summer. So give me a quick sec. I'm gonna go do something with the hair and all of that, and then I will come back and show you the completed look. Okay, so this is what the hair wanted to do today. She has a mind of her own, as do I. But these are all the products that I am loving in every category of my collection for summer 2021. Things I've been reaching for naturally lately. I love all of these products for one reason or another. Some about longevity, some about the look of skin that I'm trying to accomplish, and of course a neutral and colorful fun palette. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I would love to have you share down with all of us in the comments below some of your current favorite summer products. Why do you like them? Is it about longevity, or is it about the look that you're trying to accomplish? And with all of that said, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate each and every single one of you. If you haven't already, I would love to have you subscribe, and then you can find the rest of my videos more easily. And I hope all of your makeup days are absolutely beautiful makeup days, and I will see you in my next video real soon.